Hello everybody, it's Mary. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to have a lot of fun just pulling out some stuff from my stash because you just have to do that. You have to use what's in your stash, especially during quarantine. No, but I love these products and I'm very excited to share these cards with you. I was so inspired by a lot of images out there where people are putting like surgical masks over certain images, and this is what I wanted to do for these cards, is to just remind us and encourage each other that we are better together if we hang in there, and really just to send out lots of positive love and vibes to everyone. So I pulled out this Spellbinders Steel Roll die. Steel Roll dies are amazing. I'm going to start coloring here with some Arteza Gouache, but I'll talk about the steel roll die. So if you don't know what they are, they're bulky dies that can go through multiple layers of cardstock, or maybe one or two times through a thicker material, but they're very, very strong and you run them through your die cutting machine. I was able to put 3 pieces of very thick watercolor cardstock through and they cut like a dream. So they're just an amazing product. I have about 10 to 12 of those. And I like to pull them out when I'm doing bulk cards because they're super helpful. I decided to grab out this Spellbinders one because, of course, I wanted to go for the world theme, and this is the only world globe die that I have. Obviously, here you see that it did come out all in one piece with the stand for the globe, but I just snipped this off because I'm going to be watercoloring the top piece and then attaching it to the globe stand, which I have die cut in different color cardstock. Gouache right now, I'm going to be using this from Arteza. This is best way to describe it, sort of a mix between acrylic and watercolor paints. They're opaque, but they work beautifully with water and you can thin them out. So there's just a lot of fun, and I'm not doing anything fancy here. I'm going to show you just the coloring of one. I did do an ink smushing technique on some of the other ones, but then went back and kind of filled in some of those areas to define them. The die cut here, oh, side note too, if this is a die cut that you're interested in, I think it's down from like $22 to $6 something right now over on Spellbinders. Okay, so you can see I'm just kind of working this out, adding some water, adding a little bit more gouache. The gouache is very thick and can be, like I said, very opaque. So you just want to find the mix that you're looking for, essentially. So very easy here. In a minute, I'm going to add a little bit of brown to the land because our land on the globe, on the earth, is not perfectly green everywhere. So it's just going to add a little bit more realism. Okay, I gotta be real with everybody. This is like the 4th time I'm trying to do this voiceover because I keep saying silly things and then I'm like, what? That doesn't even make any sense. So then I'll stop it and then I'll go back and I'll redo it. And yeah, we're working on like 4th or 5th time here. So I'm just gonna let it roll and we're gonna see what happens. I think I'm tired. I think that is the legit reason that I can't speak words today. I'm very tired. Now, granted, it is 5:35 in the morning, but I've already been up for an hour and a half. So you think I'd be in the swing of things. I think I'm going to have to switch my cup of coffee to first thing when I wake up, because I don't. Normally I wake up and I have like this boost drink before I do a workout, and then my coffee like later, meaning I've been up for like 7 hours already, which is 11 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, so I think I just need a nap. I long for the weekends, if I'm being honest. My work days are full, chock full. And yeah, but anyway, in other news, you saw me put the brown onto the globe. Now I'm going to make my own surgical mask. Hindsight is always 2020. I could have gone on Pinterest and probably found a template for this and then just cut it out. But I didn't even think of that and thought, yeah, let me make my own. So I did my very best making my own mask. And to be honest with you, it's perfectly fine, in my opinion. Yeah, so, all right. So I have my template here. I'm good to go. I am going to then draw that with pencil and with marker on the back side, which that's another tip if you do this. If you're going to trace something on pattern paper, use the back side because it's going to cut out the same and you won't have the mark or the pencil. So that's what I'm going to do. I thought that was so cute. Again, if I were to make these cards, I probably would keep with just the white surgical mask. I think it's easier to identify what it is. You're watching this because, you know, you've seen this process happen. But my husband came down and looked at it and he had no idea that it was a mask over the globe. So, you know, there is that. Maybe the white would have been better. I'm going to take an embossing pen and I'm going to pour this silver sparkly glitter on 3 of them. And we're going to heat set that. And then the other 3 I'm going to do with gold. So I'm trying to do like themed colors. One is going to be more of a gray tone with silvers, and the other one's going to be more of a goldish with browns and things like that. So that's why I chose those 2 colors. I'm going to grab my tweezers because I don't want to burn my fingers. And I am going to heat set those. Then I'm going to pop up all of these globes onto their stands with some foam mounting tape. This foam mounting tape is from Arteza. They do make foam mounting tapes. They are making everything these days. And I'm telling you, I'm waiting for a bad product because everything I get is really good. And so I feel like you guys are going to question my integrity soon because everything I'm getting is just really working out for me. But anyway. All right, so I'm going to pop up my globes, like I said, onto their stand. But isn't that cool? So I decided to go for like the shimmery silver for these ones and then glitter gold for the other set. So again, kind of sticking with that theme. And then the masks, I just pulled out pattern paper because people are making some really pretty masks out there. I made some Aloha fabric ones. It's kind of, you know, like the Hawaiian floral in gray tones. And it was the only fabric I had, but they're so cute. So I have some that I made for some friends and my mom. I'm going to send those out. All right, so my stamp here, or die. This is from Neat and Tangled, and I love it. I love shadow dies. They're one of my favorite things to have because it really makes your die cut sentiment really pop. And so ignore the togethers on the left. That'll be used for a different project, but the togethers with the black and white will be used for this one. I grabbed up some gray cardstock and some, I guess you can call it like an antique linen colored cardstock, even though that is a name from Distress line, but it's the best way to describe it. So I grabbed up these 2 cardstocks and I'm going to use some of this Distress ink to kind of give that shadowy look around. It just adds that extra touch to the card. It's not needed, but I really feel like it ties in the look. Next thing I'm going to do is I decided not to go with the tealish blue colored togethers that you saw previously, but I am going to pull out this stamp that I have from Altenew. And sorry, I'm shaking the camera. Oh, that was my head. My head straight hit the camera. I apologize for that. I'm okay. I'm going to use this white embossing powder. This is some super fine white embossing powder. Now, I'm going to show you a comparison here after I heat set this, because I originally did this on black watercolor cardstock because that was what was in the reach of my fingertips, and it did not go over well. And I thought it was the embossing powder, I thought it was the embossing ink, and it was the paper. So here is a close-up. The first one up there, that is the watercolor cardstock. It just did not take as well as I thought it was going to. On the black cardstock, regular cardstock, it was perfect. So now it's time for assembly. So I'm going to take out some Barely Art glue and I'm going to place that down. Now this shimmery cardstock is a little slippery, so I noticed that I had to put something heavy on it to keep it down and to hold it. So that is what I'm doing here, is I'm going to put a big block on top of that to hold that down. Then I'm going to use some foam tape because my globe is popped up on foam tape. I need to have some of that foam tape on the together so that, you know, it'll be even Stevens. So I'm just going to do that, and then I'm going to put down my sentiments, which on the other one says "We are better together." I'm going to assemble my cards. I'm not going to add anything extra. These are beautifully gender neutral. They can go to anybody out there and anyone I'm thinking of that I want to just let them know, we got this, we can do this, even on the days where we don't feel we can. And on that note, I usually am trying to end these videos with a little bit of a reminder and positive thought. But we were talking the other day at work about how sometimes you feel like you don't have any room to complain because your situation might not be as bad as someone else's. And it's not about complaining. It's not about comparing whose is worse. It's about acknowledging that whatever you're going through, it's real to you. And it's okay. It's okay to feel the things that you're feeling. So just let that be a reminder. You don't have to have it quote unquote worse than someone else to feel okay about having hard times. And so on the days that are good, enjoy them and press forward, and we will be okay. I will list what I used below for this video in the description box, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.